Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. Today we are gonna do a art journal page. A lot of you messaged me and asked if I would turn this into an art journal page, ATC card. So I thought today we'll do an art journal page. I am so I feel so blessed and so happy that you guys loved this um, project. A lot of you said you were going to try it, and I got a lot of great feedback for this. So I have a lot of ideas of what we can do with this. So, just keep watching. And if you just found me, this is a video I did right before this one. And this is all magazine pages. And, it's to help cure a blank page. And it's, to help give you some creativity and a lot of fun. And I have so many ideas. So, if you just found me and you would like to be subscribed, click that subscribe button down below, click the notifications next to it so you can be notified when I upload, which is usually 4, 5, 6 times a week. And yeah, and if you've been with me and you're watching my video, hello, I love you guys so much. Okay, so I have my art journal here. This is like what I play in and what I do my pages in and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to watch this before you watch what we're going to do with that, um, you can click down below. The link will be there. Let's pick, it doesn't even have to be a blank page because we're going to be covering it. I just want to show you, always put pages between your art journal, just not cool. But I think I'm just going to go over this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just have a page here and you can see it's a moleskin or a mole or a mole. I don't know what they call it. I call it a moleskin. And I love them, but a little torn, not gonna worry about it. So listen, here are ideas for you to use. You can use gel medium. You can use your Mod Podge matte. You can use your Mod Podge paper. You can use white school glue. You can use a glue stick. Now, today I'm going to use a glue stick because I got asked to use a glue stick when doing this, and that's what I'm going to do. So, you're going to see I'm going to put my page in here, and I'm going to turn the page over. And why I'm doing this is so I can kind of measure the whole page, and then I'm going to take my trusty pencil, and I'm just going to kind of very quickly do that. Turn it over and cut. And I'm not going to be precise. You don't have to. You know what would be cool though? If you had, which I do downstairs, I got to bring them up, decorative scissors or maybe even your shear scissors, that we have like this if you sew. That would be cool to give this a decorative edge around that. But me, myself, I'm just going to go in like this. Oh, I hate ruining things, but I'm going to make me quite a bit more because I have so many things I want to show you guys, that what you can do with these. I have a couple videos already made, but for now, this is what we're going to do. And you can decide then, where you want to cut it. You see, you still have a lot left. You can do your ATC cards. You can, do whatever you want with it. If this is a canvas, of course, measure your canvas to that side. Or what would be fun is to put that whole page in the middle of a big canvas. Oh, God, the fun. Okay. I'm not even gonna. All right, so decide what colors you want. I think I want the blue to really be flush with this end, and then I can always cut off because we got a lot of white here. And you can see I do have, they're glued, but some of it lifts up because I love that little fuzziness. And you can definitely go in and turn gently because you don't want to rip it up, rip your glue. And I'm just going to kind of bend it over and give it and you see how it adds like this really cool kind of ruffling and that. So that's really great to do too. So I'm going to take my Elmer's glue stick. You can use your Elmer's school glue, white school glue, PVA glue, PVC, I don't know what they call it in other countries. Right here, it's called school glue, white, cheap. But like I said, Mod Podge paper, hello Cal, and Mod Podge matte, whatever you have. Use whatever you have. Okay, so I got that. Now, if you were using your not Mod Podge paper, if you used Mod Podge paper, you wouldn't have to worry about stickiness. If you use Mod Podge matte, some people say they get stickiness, some people don't, some people do. But if you have Mod Podge matte, if you have Mod Podge gloss, if you whatever, remember you only have to put it on the back. So if you put it on the piece of paper where you're gluing, it won't stick here. It's when you put something down and then, you know, we slosh the Mod Podge all over it, which I do quite a bit. I go through Mod Podge like it's water. Um, you know, then that makes your top or whatever you're gluing down sticky. But if you just kind of put it down, you know, you're not going to get that stickiness because it's not going to be up through. See, like you're not going to have this glue stick come through. And make sure you get it on those, you know, where it edge, you know, the book ends and in the middle. And well, it's a bad medicine day for me. Sorry, guys. Okay. And then I just go like this. And that cures a ripped page, doesn't it? And then I'll go on this page and you can see I have, right? But I'm not going to cut it now. What I'm going to do is shut my door because my daughter decided to do her hair, but well, my dog's laying there. I can't do that to him, poor thing. So I won't be doing that. I'm just going to give it a good push. And see, we already have our background. I'm not going to cut this yet to frame it up. I'm going to wait till it's all the way dry because if we fuss around, cut it, whatever, you know, it's not going to be that great of a help. Now, you could use, I'm going through all my golden that I have here because some of it's bad already. I just can't believe how fast it goes bad. But I mean, I've had it for a couple years, let's face it. If you see me starting to use more golden or this kind of stuff, I have a supply. One day I'll take a picture of it. It's behind me in my big thing. I have so much golden paints and product and Liquitex that it's a shame. And I'm trying to go through it to use it all. So if you see it, don't worry. I still love my plaid and my folk art. Okay? Okay. So I got asked to do, instead of my normal, you guys know I will throw some black down here without even thinking twice and mute all this out. And white works as well. So I got asked to use color as well as some white. I am in love, excuse me, I'm in love with this Mod Podge, this Martha Stewart. I got Mod Podge on the brain because it's sitting there and I keep reading it. Am I the only one who does that? In a conversation, you're trying to sound intelligent, and the next thing you know, you're reading a label, like you're like, yeah, and you know, I took my dog out, olive oil. Huh? You know what I'm saying? My dog's not named Olive Oil. Olive Oil's sitting there. Anyway, Martha Stewart, don't ask, multi-surface satin acrylic paint. Oh, love it. This is in wedding cake, obviously white. I got a lot of great stuff coming up from Plaid. I'm just so excited, and just keep your eyes out for that because I'm so excited. All right, I got it all set up, ready for me to go because, you know. All right, I'm going to take a bigger brush, excuse my arm, and then I'm going to put some pink down. Now this is, what color? Oh, can I read today? Graffiti pink. And I don't want it to be this pink. So you see I put some white down. This is just regular old acrylic paint. That is satin, the Martha Stewart. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit, just a little bit, even dab. A dab will do ya. And go in, and it's all right. And if those pages come up, I don't care. And I'm going to. Now, of course, you see this and you're like, Now, you'll notice if you've been with me, I did not spray or water down the page or the paper because what will happen is it will really get wet. We're putting paper on top of paper on top of paper. Now, at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal because I'm going to go in and squirt it because who doesn't like to squirt? Okay. So then I'm going to take a piece of, this is just your regular old printer paper, or you can use mixed media, watercolor, whatever you have. Vellum would be great because it's like, you know, you're kind of putting a mat on it. And I'm going to go in, and we're kind of using almost like a gel press in a sense, which I know you guys have been writing me up a storm about doing some gel press, more jelly prints, and I guess the magazine one everybody is doing. I'm a little late on the trend. Life decided to take me, but look at this. Look at this beautiful page we have now. Look at that texture. And I'm just going to let it dry. I'm not going to, bother uh, doing any of that kind of stuff. But I see that I have a little bit more. So you can get a new page. I mean, these are so cheap, but I'm not going to lay it down. I'm just going to lay this side down and just kind of lift up some more. Rub it, rub it, do its thing. And then I got this great page that after it's dry, when I go into an ATC card or an art journal or even a canvas, whatever you do, we got something already started here. So you don't have to be afraid of the white page. That's my new thing now. Don't be afraid of the white page because so many of you are so nervous. Oh my God, Kelly, if you didn't have 20 things going on at once, you wouldn't even, I don't even know. Okay, so you guys have been also asking for, I got a lot of requests for this. I got a lot of requests for the string and that kind of thing. I got a lot of requests for jelly plates. I forget what else there was. I don't know. I have it all written down. I'm trying. Now look at this. Now, no, you cannot see. This is like a mixed media thing. You cannot see every little detail, but you can still see it underneath. Now, if it's too much for you still, you can go in with a paper towel. You can spray again if you want. If you want these ends to maybe come up and be ruffled, by all means. So if we sprayed it, let's say, just give it a little spray there. And then you go in and you kind of wipe carefully though, because remember, it is paper. Wiping some of that extra off. Okay. So that's all I'm doing, and I'm just going to go like that. Okie dokie. So we're dry. And like I said, I am not going to cut this. It's dried now, but I'll cut it, at the end. It's not a big deal. But you can see that you still have all that deliciousness. But it's kind of muted, pushed in the back now. Now, I know, there are a lot of easy art journal pages you can do. You could just put that on there and don't even put the paint over it, just do the background. But what's cute is if you have some buttons, and we all have buttons. And these just happen to be buttons that I have sitting here for I don't know what, but they're here. And as you can see, they have like the stripes, they're like teal. Now, that'll be, you can use it like that, but turn it over and get two different kinds, right? So let's say we're just gonna pop these down and glue them down. Now, I highly advise using a stronger glue. Use your Mod Podge or a glue stick. I mean, I don't know if it's going to stick or not all the way, and stay there if it's hard. I'm just going to use some of my Mod Podge. And I'm going to put some around here. And just layer it on and put it where you want it. And then I'll do this one on this side. This just gives us two different ones. Now, if you want to cut out of paper and make flowers, or your die cut machine, anything like that, of course, go ahead. I don't know if I want to use that anymore, so I don't want to wet it. And you can go up here, can go here. We'll just do right around there. And then those will glue down. Now, I've been playing with a lot of resin and clay. So this is, let me see here. I could probably add, it's not going to hide from me. Like remember a few videos back, I did the translucent clip. My hands are not working today, and I am so sorry. I am so ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I can't help it. But you can definitely use something like this. And think about, let's see. You can use a glue gun if you want to, glue things down. Let's put that like right here. And essentially what we're trying to do is just, that's already starting to set. I love Mod Podge. Oh, I love it. And I'm using the Mod Podge paper, but you can use your gloss, matte, whatever you got. It's not a big deal. Let's see one more with some paper clay. What do I got here? I kind of leave these laying around once they're dry. That's just paper. Deliciousness. So we're going to use them all because I'm going to show you how you can use them all. I think this brush is probably ready to go into the trash. Do I want it flat or a little rounded? I think I'm going to leave it a little rounded. I'm just patting it in. Hey, you know what else would be great? Oh, which I have and I'm not using, but and then we'll put him right there and push it down so it makes contact. If you have the glue dots or the foam things that you put underneath and it kind of lifts it off a little bit, those would be cute. If you have smaller buttons, you can even stack them in the middle, which I don't think I have. Well, let me see what I got sitting here. Oh, goodness, Kelly. I do have these, which I'm making eyeballs out of, but just to show you, see how you could like set it in as a middle, and these can be painted or whatever. But look how cute. Just set it in as a middle as a different color. Very cute. So what I will end up doing is taking some of these. So we will do that in a minute. Now be careful of these, you know, they're not glued down yet. But then something fun that you can do is take a paint pen or paint. You can just use your paints. Let me move this out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Let's see what colors I can use. I think I have my markers in here. Let's see. There's certain markers that I love. I love these opaque, oh, what are these called? Permapique? Yeah, by Sakura. These are so good. I'll use I don't use them often enough because I do some blue. Oh no, we can do teal because I don't want to waste them. But then if I don't use them, they go bad. It's a very weird thing with me. I'm afraid I'm not gonna have any more money for anything. What other color would we do? How about? But I do enjoy these. I think yellow would be too light. Maybe we'll just stick with blue, you know, just because I want to show you guys. Now I have gel pens here as well that you can use, which would be cute as well. But let me just show you. We'll just take the orange one first. And these are, you know, a little closer together. I want them to kind of be like, I know I'm like taking them away. What are you? I'm going to do this trick. And I did this in the painting that I followed by Cinnamon Cooney. I'm just going to kind of put some, I guess we'll kind of go around, just so we got some flowers. But when they come down, I kind of want them to kind of come together. And then we can always do, and this is great because you can just wipe it off. I've used chalk before. I love chalk. I have my other chalk things that you guys keep asking. I love the, I used them the other day, I think, in a video. The, Pebble, you can get the metallic, you can get the regular chalk, and they come with the little like roach clips with the little cotton balls that you can play with. They're fantastic. So those would be good too. But just so you can kind of get an idea, and then, you know, we can put some leaves. If you want some greenery, you know, where it would be, and just play. So let's take this one first. And these come in that and this. You can draw, you can color. So much fun. And maybe for this one, we can just go. And you can kind of make it have petals if you want. You can paint these in, you can color them in, you can do whatever you want. Painting might be funner, more funner. And I'm just kind of playing, not making it fully in. You can layer your colors, you can use colored pencils, you can use your Crayola watercolors for, I mean, all kinds of stuff. And then you can even take this part, and you know, if you want to add some of this in there. And just go around a color because we're going to put a little rhinestone there. So I'm just going to kind of, see how I'm just kind of adding a little bit, just so a little bit shows through. So you would do that and take and do, you know, the rest of your, maybe you want this to be, so this is going to be too light. That's why I like to do things darker so you guys can see them, because sometimes they're just not as showy on the camera. But look, you can, now you can see I accidentally touched that. Make sure your glue's dry, or if you touch it, you wipe it off because you'll lose your marker. Trust me. If you knew how many markers I have wasted and lost out of laziness. So now I'm like, always clean those bad boys. Can you see? And then you can go back in and color. You can add, and this is the paper clay, and you can paint this as well. But I am going to go in and wipe this one more time because I do not want to lose these. These are not cheap. My husband bought these for me, a couple years ago, and I just don't like to use them because I don't want to lose them. But if you don't use them, then you lose them anyway. It's a big old thing, and I don't feel like getting into it right. Okay, so you kind of are getting the drift, and you can play, and you can put glitter, and you can put your glitter glue. You can use stickles. You can use whatever you want. So now I'll go in, and I can always draw a stem, and you can make them as thick or as thin as you want. See how this one's kind of going in a little thicker, maybe. You know, add your little, you can have like little thorns, whatever you want. And just kind of drag them in, you know, and do thinner, whatever you want. You see. And then wipe off your marker because I will be so upset with myself. All right. So now what I like to do is I'm going to take the glue off of here and wash it off in my water. And I'm going to dab it. And what I'm going to do is kind of wipe off, which I wasn't thinking about, which is okay. I mean, we all do this. I wasn't thinking about, oh, I wanted to make this like a vase, right? Which it doesn't matter. They could be opaque. You don't have to see the bottoms. But you see what I'm doing there, and I'm just going to wipe it. These are permanent, but they're very opaque. They're very delicious. But just like every other marker, like I do these with my who I love, Faber-Castell pens. I love them. I do the same thing while they're wet. You can really have fun. Let me see. Let's see here. Now this wasn't gessoed, so let's see what it'll do. Do you see how you can kind of watercolor it out? And you can see it sinks into the page, but you know, if you're using this for mixed media, especially, or if you, I mean, look at that, you know, or if you're using it for mixed media, or you're using it, you want to use it as a watercolor kind of thing. Mixed media, it doesn't matter because I can cover it up and play. If you want to use it for a mixed media, or you just want a watercolor and you don't want to put it on your page and water it like that, if you take it on a non-stick mat and you kind of do this, and this is for water soluble markers like Crayola or whatever you have, and your permanent, just take your wet paintbrush, and you don't need it too wet because you'll blow out the color, but kind of mix it around. I like to turn my brush both sides. Don't know why. And then you can go, and we'll do it here so you can see it. So you can use these. You get a twofer. Make these into watercolor. Maybe they have blue. Blue. I don't know the words. I do know the theme. So that's it. But you see? And those are those markers. So again, you can do these with permanent markers. If you have Sharpie, if you have alcohol markers, the same, but you got to be quick. And you just put it on here, and then when you're done and you use it all, you wipe it off. Or you take a piece of printer paper or mixed media paper or whatever that's blank, Like we started here, you press it down, you get it going, and we have, I mean, look how beautiful that dried. Come on. All right, that's for another day. So you see, so then maybe I want to, look, I'm going to go in and pretend that like this is water, and there's a way to do this, but I'm not going to do it right now. But you see what I mean. We could put a vase. It doesn't have to be clear. It could be whatever color you want. You could even put your flowers and, you know what I mean, whatever you want on them. I'm going to wipe you off. Let's wipe you over here. So you see, you kind of get that. And then you can take a stamp. This is one of my stamps. It says smile. And like I said, you can see it's kind of dark on here. When you look at it, I mean, that's what your journal is for. To me, your art journal is for playing around and experimenting. So, you know, you're playing around. It's nothing fantastic. You're just doing you, playing. That's what art is about. Sometimes they come out beautiful. Sometimes you just have fun like you're a kid. And if you can't play like a kid, then what's the point? And now I have these gorgeous. You can get these for like $1 at your local craft store, your dollar store. And then you can go in and lay these down in the middle. And, you know, let's do a little purple one on here. I mean, you really can do some fun things. Just playing around. Like I said, I can put him in there. And we'll do a blue one here. And you see they start like popping a little bit, coming off, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Kelly, what's your? I can't find it. So we're going to do one of those. Do I have a black one of these? I don't know. So I'm going to take this because I was not prepared all the way. And I'm just going to take, and it could be your, whatever you use. Mark your Sharpie, any kind of marker. Bic markers are permanent too. This is just fun play. All right, I think I got most of it. And then the word smile, you could do it wherever you want. Let's hope it didn't dry. I like to push it real good. And it says smile. Now, I'm going to hold it up so you can see. But if you're like, it's not as dark as I want it, go trace it with a black marker or paint. And you will see it will be delicious. Now, if we want to use some paint, let's say you do this and you're like, I just don't dig it, right? It's not bright enough. You can always gesso over where you want to do something, or you can go in. This is just Dilutions paint, right? Is that what this is? Yeah. And go in. And you can paint these in, the leaves. And you see how darker they are? It's kind of hard to see, but I shall lift it up. But it does come darker than the marker. Not that much, though, as I'm seeing. But that's okay. Because we're having fun. Experimenting, seeing maybe what you want to put on a canvas, or, you know, maybe you're in a swap. And you see, they're just a little brighter. So you can use your paint. You can use whatever you want. Let me see about the blue here. Let's do the blue there real quick. Oh my goodness gracious, girl. Rinse that off a little bit. I don't care if it gets kind of blue-green. It doesn't matter to me. And let's see, we'll do this first. These dry out so fast. I've had more problems with these drying out. And I really like them. They're pigmented. They dry fast on here, but they also dry so fast. I don't know if they're old batches or, which really stink, because if I did write the company, and if they're older batches, they're like, oh, sorry. They did send me replacements once, but when I said something about a couple of these. Now look, that looks cute. And if, like I said, you can paint on these as well if you want to add a little bit extra color. But they did send, they did once send a couple replacements, but they won't send it for anything else. I don't know if they think I'm lying. I send pictures. I can't help it. Maybe they, you know, they sold it on QVC, like my Tim Holtz stuff, and it was just rank. It was like their old stuff, maybe. I don't know. That's why I stick with my plaid folk art. I just love it. Or Martha Stewart, even. I like hers. She is one of my favorite colors. Of all the greens there are. You see, we're just kind of playing around. No big deal. So yeah, so that's it. Nothing, like I said, I'm not breaking the internet here doing this stuff. It's just for you guys because a lot of you are beginners and you get nervous with blank pages and you get nervous doing these kind of things. It's as simple as this. Is this, like I said, is this the best thing you've ever seen? No. But I want you to think outside the box. I want you to think about outside of what I do. Oh, you know what? I do have buttons. I can stack them up in 3 or 4 different sizes, and that would really look cool. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, don't be afraid. Just take these and go with it and have a good time. And that's all I got. But I love you guys so very much. And remember, as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Progress, not perfection. We are just playing here. That's what your art journal is for. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.